From the fervent revival tents of the past to the digital pulpits of today, American televangelism has captivated millions. Yet, beneath the veneer of spiritual uplift, a complex narrative of ambition, wealth, and profound ethical failures has unfolded. This is not merely a story of individual missteps, but a critical historical analysis of how media, theology, and finance have intertwined, challenging the very foundations of religious trust in the United States. The mid-20th century witnessed a profound shift in American religious practice, catalyzed by the nascent power of television. As post-war anxieties simmered and suburbanization reshaped communities, the flickering screen offered a new conduit for spiritual connection, bypassing traditional church structures. This era saw the rise of charismatic figures who mastered the medium. Pioneers like Billy Graham and Oral Roberts recognized television's unprecedented reach, transforming localized ministries into national movements. They brought sermons, healing crusades, and calls to faith directly into American living rooms, creating a new form of religious authority. This technological leap democratized access to religious content, yet simultaneously centralized influence in the hands of a select few media-savvy ministers. The medium itself began to shape the message. The need for engaging content, production costs, and the inherent performativity of television subtly altered the nature of religious discourse. Faith became a broadcast event, meticulously produced and scheduled, blurring the lines between spiritual guidance and mass entertainment. This foundational period laid the groundwork for both televangelism's immense success and its inherent vulnerabilities. As televangelism matured, a distinct theological current gained significant traction: the prosperity gospel. This doctrine posits that divine favor is manifested through material wealth and physical health, often directly linked to financial contributions to the ministry. It reframed traditional Christian teachings on suffering and sacrifice, presenting a transactional relationship between faith and fortune. This theological framework, rooted in certain interpretations of biblical texts and American individualism, encouraged viewers to sow a seed through donations, expecting a divine return. Ministries often presented compelling testimonies of financial breakthroughs, reinforcing the belief that giving generously was an act of faith that unlocked God's blessings. The message resonated deeply with audiences seeking tangible evidence of divine intervention in their lives. However, this emphasis on material gain raised significant ethical and theological questions. Critics argued that it exploited the vulnerable, particularly those in financial distress, by promising miraculous solutions in exchange for their last dollars. The opulence displayed by some televangelists, juxtaposed with the struggles of their congregants, fueled accusations of hypocrisy and a distortion of core Christian values. This created a moral hazard where spiritual authority became intertwined with financial solicitation. The 1980s became a watershed decade for televangelism, as a series of high-profile scandals shattered public trust and ignited intense media scrutiny. These events exposed the dark underbelly of unchecked power, financial impropriety, and moral failings within some of the most prominent ministries. The sensational nature of these revelations captivated the nation, turning religious leaders into tabloid figures. Jim Bakker's PTL Club, once a sprawling empire encompassing a theme park and broadcast network, collapsed under the weight of financial fraud and sexual misconduct allegations. His conviction for mail fraud and wire fraud highlighted the egregious misuse of donor funds, revealing a lavish lifestyle funded by the faithful. The scandal became a stark symbol of how spiritual aspirations could be corrupted by greed and personal indulgence. Similarly, Jimmy Swaggart, known for his fiery sermons and moralistic condemnations, faced public disgrace after revelations of his involvement with prostitutes. His tearful on-air confession, a dramatic spectacle of repentance, underscored the performative aspects of televised ministry and the profound hypocrisy that could exist behind the pulpit. These scandals were not isolated incidents; they exposed systemic weaknesses in accountability and oversight within the burgeoning televangelist industry. The media played a dual role, both exposing these transgressions and sensationalizing them for public consumption. News outlets, late-night comedians, and investigative journalists dissected every detail, transforming private moral failures into national spectacles. This intense scrutiny forced a critical examination of the tax-exempt status of religious organizations and the lack of financial transparency that often shielded these ministries from public accountability. The fallout from these scandals extended far beyond the individual ministries involved, profoundly impacting the broader landscape of American faith. For many believers, the revelations constituted a profound betrayal, shaking their trust in religious leadership and institutions. The question of how to reconcile the message with the messenger became a central dilemma for countless individuals. The theological implications were equally significant. The scandals forced a re-evaluation of the prosperity gospel, prompting many to question its ethical foundations and its potential for exploitation. Academic theologians and ethicists engaged in robust debates about the nature of spiritual authority, the dangers of unchecked power, and the importance of integrity in religious practice. This period saw a renewed emphasis on traditional Christian teachings regarding humility, stewardship, and service. Sociologically, the scandals contributed to a growing skepticism towards organized religion, particularly among younger generations. While faith itself remained resilient, institutional affiliation and blind trust in charismatic leaders began to wane. This erosion of confidence spurred calls for greater transparency, accountability, and ethical governance within religious organizations, pushing for reforms that would prevent future abuses. The scandals served as a painful, yet necessary catalyst for introspection within the religious community. The tumultuous history of televangelist scandals offers invaluable lessons for religious scholars, media students, ethicists, and historians alike. Foremost among these is the critical importance of transparency in financial dealings. Donors, regardless of their faith, deserve clear and verifiable information about how their contributions are utilized. This necessitates robust independent audits, public financial reports, and clear separation between ministry funds and personal assets. Furthermore, the scandals underscored the inherent dangers of unchecked power within religious organizations. The absence of strong governance structures, independent boards, and ethical oversight committees created environments ripe for abuse. Accountability structures are not merely bureaucratic hurdles, they are essential safeguards against human fallibility and the corrupting influence of wealth and fame. Religious leaders, like all public figures, must operate under a framework of ethical responsibility. The media's role in both amplifying and scrutinizing religious figures also provides a rich area for study. While sensationalism can be problematic, investigative journalism proved crucial in exposing wrongdoing and holding powerful figures accountable. This highlights the delicate balance between respecting religious freedom and ensuring public accountability, particularly when ministries operate on a large scale and solicit public funds. The scandals revealed that faith can indeed survive challenges, but trust, once broken, requires consistent, demonstrable ethical behavior to be rebuilt. Today, televangelism has transcended the traditional television screen, adapting to the dynamic landscape of digital media. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and podcasts have become the new pulpits, offering unprecedented reach and new challenges. A new generation of religious content creators navigates this space, often with greater authenticity and direct engagement with their audiences. The medium continues to evolve, but the core ethical dilemmas persist. Modern ministries that prioritize transparency, genuine community building, and ethical stewardship are finding success in this new environment. They leverage digital tools to foster direct connections, share financial updates, and engage in open dialogue with their followers. Conversely, those who cling to outdated models of opacity and unchecked authority face increasing scrutiny and declining relevance as digital natives demand greater authenticity and accountability. The future of Christian media, and indeed all faith-based communication, hinges on a delicate balance: harnessing technological innovation while upholding unwavering ethical standards. The lessons from past scandals serve as a constant reminder that integrity is paramount. Technology may change the delivery mechanism, but the fundamental need for spiritual leaders to embody humility, service, and transparent stewardship remains an enduring imperative. The complex interplay of faith, finance, and media in American televangelism offers a rich tapestry for critical inquiry. How do we, as scholars and engaged citizens, ensure that spiritual aspirations are not co opted by material ambitions? What ethical frameworks are most effective in safeguarding religious institutions from corruption in an increasingly digital world? We invite you to delve deeper into these critical questions. Share your insights, analyses, and perspectives in the comments below. Your contributions enrich this vital academic and ethical discourse. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Scholar's Ledger, and hit the notification bell for more thought-provoking explorations into the intersections of faith, culture, and society. Let's continue this crucial conversation.